Hi, I'm Jim Seimas.
I'm Andrew Matheson. For double coverage, our week 10. This is it.
Done.
Wrap up. Well, we're coming back next week for playoffs. But,
Yes.
Only two teams, more or less, will be joining us next week.
That's true.
This is the final regular season show. Like I said, we'll have playoffs next week, and we have plenty of high school football to talk about. But I am mostly intrigued about this JC football game that you were just at moments ago.
Nothing to see.
59-58 Gavilan College victory over Cabrillo. It was a loss for the Cabrillo, but, I mean, it sounds like just the greatest game ever.
You know, I'm a big fan of defense, and I didn't see anything to my liking out there.
No, you didn't.
I was partially curious why they wore shoulder pads, because there wasn't a whole lot of tackling.
Oh,
just kidding. No, there's some big sacks, some big hits, plenty of big hits. It's just a lot of missed tackles.
Sure.
What a great game.
Yeah.
13 lead changes, more than 1,000 combined yards.
I would hope so, yeah.
Lucas Romanski did great in his final game as a Seahawk. He left out early because injured. His AC sprain on his non-throwing shoulder kind of was re-aggravated.
Acting up.
But he threw 5 touchdown passes. What a great effort.
Yeah, 18 of 28, 203 yards, 5 TDs, no picks.
Yeah,
so.
Brandon Lane was solid in a backup role as well. So he'll be back next year and shining for the Seahawks.
Real quick, aside from Romanski's pretty decent stat line, nobody else really, I mean, you would expect
the Seahawks?
Like 2 60-point teams here,
Yeah.
120. You'd expect like everyone to have like 200 yards this, 200 yards that.
I know. But there's some
wasn't much of that.
Definite star power out there.
Okay.
Yeah. Ty McSwain Jr., 3 touchdown receptions.
Yeah.
John Moore, 3 touchdown receptions. That kind of wraps up the whole score.
Well, what happened with the stat? I mean, kickoffs with the short fields?
Oh, yeah. Every kickoff seemed like it was returned to midfield or beyond.
Oh, wow.
So everything was scorable. It was just a pretty amazing game to see. It was obviously freezing out there, but the fans that bared the cold were treated something cool, even though it was a loss.
Even though it was a loss.
It's always fun to see one of those.
Yeah.
2 teams scoring over 50 points. It's just a blast. Gavilan, you know, in our preview Tuesday, we said their running back / leading receiver.
Jakari Johnson?
Yeah, that was the man to watch. He was. But their quarterback, Nate Ellis.
Yeah.
Equally impressive.
Okay.
Shifty, fast, likely heading to University of New Mexico Lobos next season.
Okay.
But just what a real talent. Him and that the offensive back.
Ellis, 261 yards throwing and a touchdown. Jakari Johnson, though, had 163 yards on the ground, 2 TDs. Yeah. He also caught 5 balls for 30 yards. And, obviously, I mean, the 1-point games, you can always go back and be like, oh, we could have done that, and you start kind of getting aggravated and thinking where the 1 point could have been made up.
Oh, that's just it. I was talking with Coach Garrison afterward, and I said they missed a field goal late, and there was a couple of plays where they looked like they were running the ball on purpose to try and set up the field goal, and there's another of those pass plays. The defense tightened up, Gavilan's secondary. So
Cabrillo finishes the season 3-7, Gavilan 4-6.
By the way, I just want to make a correction.
Unbelievable.
Jakari Johnson is likely to University of New Mexico. I credit that with their quarterback, Nate Ellis, who is available. Maybe San Jose State will make a push for him.
Or maybe New Mexico.
Yeah,
after what you said about it.
Go there. It's a great school.
Got to sign this kid.
Really cool Lobo mascot.
Moving back into the high school football action, there wasn't too much to be settled playoff-wise. We already knew Aptos was in. We already knew Scotts Valley in. So Kel had a chance. It's looking a little unlikely at this point. But there were some records to be broken.
Yes, there were.
Friday night, Scotts Valley visiting Santa Cruz, and Jake Renberg needed 126 yards to tie the school rushing record held by Colin Corbella, 2011. I almost said Kyle Hardwick. Yeah. I was like, oh wait, that's not it. He needed 126. He had that by the half. And he doubled it by the end of the game. He had 275 yards on the night. He has eclipsed 2,000 yards in the season. He is well and above the record at this point.
King of the school.
Yeah. It's always one of those things where it's like, man, I hope when he breaks it, he breaks it. Like, he doesn't just beat it by a yard. Because then you're like, you start going back in your own book and you're like, I think I kind of gave him an extra yard there.
Yeah.
So I'm happy he broke it by leaps and bounds.
He did.
And a big win for Scotts Valley, 42-28. close game for this itself. It was actually tied 28-all going into the fourth quarter. The problem was that just Santa Cruz couldn't stop Jake Renberg.
Yeah.
And obviously we already spoke about him, but he was kind of the key.
Yeah. No, it sounds like they're all systems go heading into the playoffs.
Yeah.
And Santa Cruz looks like they finished on a fairly positive note, too.
Yeah. No, I mean, they got an early lead. Dale Stoller, big run, 68-yard run to open the game. Scotts Valley came back, got a 21-7 lead, and then you're like, all right, that's it.
No, that's not it.
That's not it. I mean, Jordan Oliva had a 4-yard run block, and then Ryan Renteria, a 46-yard interception return that tied the game.
Wow. Kind
of back and forth from there on out, but obviously the fourth quarter, they just couldn't stop Renberg. They got 2 touchdowns. Alex Rouse got a big interception that set up another Renberg touchdown. And Scotts Valley, which already had the playoff bid, but now they get to increase their power points a little bit, hopefully help out in the seeding.
It won't help out. It may help them out.
Anything helps, man.
They're not going to have a road game. They're not going to... Okay, I doubt...
It helps more than that.
You think they'll have a first-round home game?
No, but it helps more than that they lost.
It helps more had they lost?
No, it helps. The win helps more than if they had lost.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And you don't know, but you don't know who else is going to lose that night.
I know. Well, it's just another notch on their record type thing, That's good.
But obviously, so Scotts Valley going into the Division 4 playoffs, looks like Sacred Heart Prep will be the top seed, but we'll see. Seedings come out Sunday. Holy cow, PV is off the schneid again.
Oh, you tainted a beautiful victory with the word schneid.
I love schneid.
All right. 7 years of losing, pain, heartache, sleepless nights, over with.
Done.
At least one half of Watsonville.
Yes.
They are celebrating.
With a big, giant ceramic mug.
That's right. Bellegarde Cup champion.
Having a nice cup of coffee on Saturday morning with their win.
Pajaro Valley Grizzlies.
What do you do with a giant ceramic mug?
You drink coffee and you read the Santa Cruz Sentinel.
There you go.
I'm envious. I want to go to PV and win a Bellegarde Cup. Now, PV came away victorious in grand 21-6 fashion.
Love it.
On Friday evening. The place was rocking.
Yes.
I swear to God, I thought I was at like a Justin Bieber concert because there's all these girls just going, ah! The whole game, It was just like that. I won't do that voice again, but it was crazy.
Yeah.
And
all
the soccer twirlers, the noisemakers,
sure,
beat bleachers full. They went crazy. The PV fans were treated to a great win. Anthony Cantrell, 23 carries, 116 yards, a touchdown. JJ Caceres ran for a touchdown as well. But the big score, Eddie, the Funky Cold Medina.
Funky Cold.
Produced a key.
Tone Loke.
Key touchdown run in the fourth quarter to seal the win. So, congrats to the Grizzlies. They played a great game on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, and they're going to finish the season 2-8. And years from now...
Really?
Wow. Sorry. 2 wins in the league play, at least.
Yes.
2 in whatever. They're gonna have 2 wins in league play. 3
or 4 wins.
Yeah, I know. I think they went 3. They had 3 wins in the preseason. They had 5 wins overall. But yeah. I mean, they're gonna look back at that league record and they wouldn't think anything of it. They broke the 35-game losing streak. They beat Watsonville. Yeah. That's all that matters.
Oh yeah. Well, it's funny.
Great season.
Gregorio was like, I told my kids they're a team of destiny. I'm like, what? Super Bowl? What happened? But still, they were.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They made huge strides this year.
Yeah.
And it's something that bodes well for the future.
Hopefully it's a good little foundation going into next season.
Totally.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, the Grizzlies are 5-5. We double checked. Because we strive for perfection here. What?
I said they were 5-5.
No, I know.
Okay.
But there was some confusion. Is it 5-5?
Yeah,
I don't really know.
I know.
They're definitely 5-5.
Yes.
Okay. Final game on the slate. Aptos already having automatic qualifying bid.
Sure.
Already having at least a share of the SECL title.
Yeah.
Put your feet up, Aptos. Go home. Not.
No?
I just dropped a nod on you. How about that?
Dude, that is so 1980s.
Yeah, still plenty of work to do for Aptos. They were big winners on Saturday against SLV, 42-0. They claim the SECL title all to themselves for a third straight year. They refuse to share it with anybody.
I'm Razzle. I can't speak. I've been nodded.
Yeah.
I haven't had that's almost like a face, which works in football. You've been faced.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but anyway.
Okay.
Aptos. We're reaching.
Yeah, we're
Reaching
dating
face.
ourselves here.
All right. So, Aptos.
Yes.
Fourth shutout this year? Fourth or fifth?
Fourth.
You like that?
Fourth shutout. Yes.
No, that's pretty awesome.
No, yeah. And, they had 5 picks, one by Gio Russo to end the game. SLV's best drive. They started at 20. They got down to about the 30. Last play of the game, Gio Russo, all 5'5" of them, getting up and ending the threat. And, yeah, big win for them. They get to go into next week, possibly a 2 seed in Division 3.
That's pretty cool. Home game.
Yeah. So big. I mean, and they needed it. They needed this win to
They probably played. Did they play? They played everyone. They stayed healthy.
They played everyone. They played 15 running backs, I think, by my count. Possibly 14 now.
Yeah, we're always one off.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that the starters played the first quarter, played like the first series in the second quarter, played the first series in like the third quarter.
Yeah.
Kind of used sparingly throughout, but. And typical, multiple running backs, 318 yards rushing, and the leading guy was Ben Sharice with 67 yards.
Nice.
Which is kind of how it works for that
No, it
team.
looks like some different names got in the scoring act.
Yeah.
Conan Hauser, Miguel Barranco, Tanner Riggs.
Yeah.
You mentioned Gio Russo.
And
we've heard of Eli Ungerek before because he's done it.
Yeah.
With the big game.
Yeah. So they wanted to work on some things. I think they figured it all out. They're going into next week. With as an SECL champion for the 3rd straight year.
Thank you for joining us for our most exciting show of the season. This has been a treat for both, hopefully, yourselves. And we know we enjoyed the heck out of it.
Yeah, we made a lot of errors.
Yeah.
But I think we corrected mostly all of them.
Yeah.
At least half.
Yeah.
That does it. That does it for this week's show.
I'm getting emotional.
Yeah?
Verklempt?
Sure.
Yeah, it's week 10. I mean, we're not going to see our audience much more.
It's senior night.
Yeah.
I want my bouquet of roses.
Seriously, I want my diploma.
That does it for this week's show. Week 10 recap. Like I said, we're going to have a playoff edition coming next week.
Stay tuned.
We know we're going to have at least 2 teams in. Like I said, SoCal got the win, but they didn't.
As well. Yes. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
SoCal got the win. They needed that large bid. They got the win, but it's unlikely that they will get into the playoffs because the teams that they needed to help them did not help them one bit.
I'm blaming all those other teams.
Yeah.
Darn you teams.
Yeah, so at least we'll have at least 2 teams in Scotts Valley Aptos. We'll see about a 3rd. Check that out next week. And you can follow us on Twitter, follow us on Tout, follow us on Facebook.
Follow us on SantaCruzSentinel.com
// football.
Get your hair nice.
You look pretty.
Thanks.